Now, you'll remember my next guest bravely gave up her right to anonymity and won a landmark revenge porn court case against her ex-boyfriend, Stephen Bear. 2 years on, Love Island star Georgia Harrison is still coming to terms with that traumatic experience. And last night, we saw her investigate just how widespread her sex tape still is online in a brand new ITV documentary. And tonight, she turns her attention to the rise of deepfake porn.
It really looks like your eyes and the facial expressions, though, are bang on. As your mum, if I saw that, I'd know it was your face, 100%. I'd say it's definitely you.
Yeah. But what if it was that head on a body that was very similar to mine?
Naked.
And, yeah, naked, in a sexual act.
This, I know, is not you in a porn video, but it worries me that it could then go on. I'd be looking at something like that. Oh, it's frightening. It's awful.
Well, Georgia joins us now. Thank you so much, Georgia. I mean, I've been watching this, and it's actually quite a difficult watch at times because we see you get visibly upset as well on occasions. And in spite of that, though, it's why you're wanting to do this. It's about raising awareness, to make parents aware of what is capable, and also to give victims a bit of power back and a voice again.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's so hard for the victims that don't have a voice. You know, for many of them, they don't want to. And they have to live every day, like, wondering where their footage has gone, having to check it themselves. Because, you know, for most of them, people don't know what's happened. So they live in a lot of fear of who's going to see it next. Will it be my employer? Will it be my partner? And I just want to do everything I can to help protect other people. And as you said, like, just raise some awareness. Like, parents really need to know the dangers, especially when it comes to deepfake pornography. Well,
I think a lot of us are trying to catch up with, firstly, exactly what it is, George. I mean, you know, we're kind of just figuring out what AI is, what it's capable of. I mean, goodness knows where we'll be in a year's time, never mind 10. I mean, you almost have described it before as an evolution of revenge porn in lots of respects.
Well, yeah, because someone can do it to someone. They don't even have to have met them. They don't have to be in the same room as them. All they need is a picture of them. And I'd heard of deepfake pornography, but I never thought it was as advanced as it is. And since looking into it, literally, especially with the Nudify apps, you could take a photo of anyone, and anyone who's underage, it doesn't matter. You put it into this app, and with a click of a button, it will show what they would potentially look like naked or in an awful sexually vulnerable position, which I couldn't even describe to you now because it would just be too vulgar to even speak about.
But this is the problem. What do we do? And I know this has been your battle, and you're trying to take this right to the top about trying to stop anything like this even being allowed to go online. But there's money being made by some very unsavoury characters all over the world. This is a big battle.
And this is the problem. And what we discovered is it's not a small amount of money. It is so much money. Like, there are millions of people using these apps every month. So first of all, unless you cut off that money, people are going to continue to do it because it's easy money. They're sitting at home. They've got no outgoings apart from the tech, and they're making fortunes. And first of all, it scares me how many people are using it, because why are so many men intent on being able to see women naked without their consent? Like, what makes you get off on that? And I think the best thing to do is just really target the people who are creating the tech, because there's no point in targeting individuals who are sharing it. That could be young boys who don't even realise what they're doing is wrong. We need to stop the big companies from doing it. And at the moment, they're still doing it on the internet, and it's completely fine and it's easy to access. We're not talking the dark web. Like, you go onto Google and you're there.
So where are we at then, legally? I mean, have we made any footsteps forward to try and in some way police it?
So since making the show, obviously the government and Jess Phillips did announce that now the creation of deepfakes will be illegal. But I'm just unsure at the moment of how that's going to be implemented. And quite frankly, I'm waiting to see an example. I want someone to be made an example of. I want them to either get a huge fine or jail time. And then hopefully the other platforms will be like, right, we're in trouble here. Let's take down whatever we're doing and find something else to do. Maybe go work in Tesco's or just do something that normal people do rather than creating these terrible apps.
I mean, you've been incredibly open and honest about what's happened to you. I mean, you won your court case, you went to Downing Street. I mean, you've done everything that you can to kind of get your story out there and what you believe is right. I do feel for so many people who don't have your platform and your voice, Georgia, that are going through this, because this deeply affected you and your family and friends for the past few years.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you supposed to do in that position?
So so many people come forward to me. I'm talking 2 or 3 a day saying that they've had to experience the same thing. And I also have a lot of parents now reaching out because they don't know what to do. They don't know if to call the police. They don't have to go to the school. They don't want to make it worse for their kids.
Yeah.
And I'll always suggest reach out to the Revenge Porn Helpline because they are amazing. They'll do everything they can to try and stop the footage spreading, to try and get rid of it immediately. And then they can then suggest people for some advice. And, you know, I really do suggest counselling because something like this, when it happens to you, it causes such an emotional turmoil on you. And it's just important to face that, you know, just talk it through and get some understanding that you have nothing to be ashamed of and it's just not your fault.
It's not your fault is exactly the key. And you have, thankfully, come out of this the other way. You know, George, and you're in a different place in your life. Family and friends have been hugely supportive. New love, of course, as well. I did see this on your Instagram over Valentine's Day, Georgia. So, you know, life is in a much better place. You feel that now?
Yeah, I mean, even though obviously I'm covering quite a deep subject, I'm genuinely in the best place I've ever been. Like last night I watched the show with like my mum, my friends, and then obviously my boyfriend, and he's just been so supportive throughout, and it can't be an easy thing to have to, you know, witness for him as well. Like, as you said, it was quite a hard watch, but, you know, he just makes me so much stronger and so much of a better version of myself.
Of course. And I'm sure you couldn't have imagined doing that maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So it shows how far you have come to be able to do that. Well, you could do Celebrity SAS. I mean, talking character building, my goodness me, Georgia, if you can do that as well as everything else you've gone through, you're an absolute warrior. Thanks so much, George. It's such an interesting watch. And like I said, there's lots of stuff there that a lot of people won't even be aware is going on out there. And it is, and we have to be aware. Hi there. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel where we upload new videos every single day. You can click here if you're interested in this video or head to the homepage for some more amazing content.